illuminating, just depends on the week. This week, however, it's a bit of a different week. All right. So the Broncos updated win total a week ago, the Broncos were projected at 10-7. There is no change, like none. And it feels weird because how could you win a game, 1 of 17, and your win total doesn't get legitimately updated? I think it moved by a fraction of a point because I do 10-7, but in actuality, when you look it up, it's like it went from 9.7 to 9.8. That's all it moved. And the playoff odds for the Broncos last week were 68%. The Broncos won, and their probability dropped by 1 percentage point.
What's going on?
Down to 67%. And I'm like, how? How could this be possible?
So you win a game, and yet your record doesn't go up. It stays at 10-7.
Yes. And so let's talk through this here.
Yeah, please do, because I'm confused. We're winning, but yet nothing's changing.
Yep. I get it. Let's talk through it. The Colts won last weekend.
Yeah.
The Chargers won last weekend. The Patriots won last weekend. The Steelers won last weekend.
All right.
The Raiders won last weekend. And the Chiefs won last weekend. So all the AFC teams to the left and right of the Broncos all won with Denver. We saw a huge swing last week because the Chiefs lost, because the Chargers lost, because the Raiders lost. And what they're doing is they're not just ESPN's Football Power Index or FPI. They're not just doing rudimentary math and saying, well, this team won, this team lost, therefore this is your new number. They're grading out the offense as well.
As they should.
So they're putting weight on the Broncos' offense that was on display for the world, and they're acknowledging the win and the math of it, but they're also knocking the Broncos for just how bad their offense was and has been through 6 games.
And the reason why I say as they should is because this is a team sport. Like, if you're going to win a Super Bowl, if you're going to win a playoff game, you have to have a good offense, a good defense, and a damn good special teams. And yet, when you watch that game in London in the morning, and the defense dominates, but yet the Denver Broncos offense continued to stall out and continue to hurt themselves with penalties, and the special team unit was giving up big-time special team kick returns.
So 2 of your 3 phases were terrible.
And you find a way to beat an 0-5 team by the name of the Jets.
Right.
That's why you're not being praised. That's why you are not being propped up a little bit more, where it's like, hey, we think the Denver Broncos could win 11 games now. But you said it earlier, like, hey, this isn't the gospel. Things can change.
Right.
But the Denver Bronco offense and special team unit, they have to improve.
They do.
Because everybody else around them in the AFC, the Chiefs are looking a little bit better. The Raiders are struggling, but they're still going to be a tough team because it's a divisional game. The Chargers found a way to beat the Dolphins there at the end of the game.
That was crazy.
Like, AFC is wide open.
It is.
But when you go and you talk about the Chiefs, you talk about someone like the Chargers, offensively, they're doing a good job. They're doing better. Whereas for the Denver Broncos, the offense is kind of stalling out. We have yet to see a full game from the offense with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, and they're being dinged for it by the analytics because they're taking everything into account, not just the wins and losses, guys. So like, and I'm glad you brought up the Jets. When the analytics look at your offense struggle against the 31st ranked defense in the league that was giving up more than 31 points per game, and you can't get to 14, you're going to get dinged for that. And you should. You honestly should. When it looks like that, now someone could say, well, they're not putting enough credit on the defense. Maybe so, but when 2 of your 3 phases struggle the way that the Broncos did on Sunday, on top of the previous 5 weeks in special teams and offensively, I kind of get it. Now, I was a little bit surprised, and we'll continue to go through some of these numbers here, but because if you're weighing in everything, not just wins and losses, who'd Kansas City beat on Sunday night?
They beat Detroit.
They beat the Detroit Lions, who were 4-1. and from like they scored 30 on that defense.
Yeah.
So the analytics who don't have opinion, they're just weighing data points, guys. This is not like what's his name? Fill in the blank from ESPN. I'm trying to Bill Barnwell, the numbers analytical guy. Like, this is not Bill Barnwell's opinion. This is not Kevin Pelton's opinion or Mike Greenberg or Stephen A. Smith. This is just collecting data points in football, and they're being knocked for it. So their updated win total doesn't move at all. They're still projected at 10-7, no change week over week despite the win.
Before you go on, Zach, how do you feel about that? 10-7. Are you okay? It's early. It's week 7. Guys, relax. We're good.
It's early, but it's
not.
It's not so early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's enough.
It's enough.
It's
yeah.
enough data to be like, okay, like, who are we as of right now? Defense elite.
Yeah.
Now, of course, like, can they sustain this? It's gonna be hard to, but we know that they're gonna come to play. Offensively, very shaky.
I think 10-7 is very fair. I know that they've won 3 in a row and 4-2 after 6 for the first time in 2016. You could start saying, well, maybe it's 11 wins. Could it be 12 wins? I think 10-7 is pretty fair. I do. Dallas is better than I expected. Houston in Houston is going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
You have Vegas and then the Raiders, or excuse me, you have Vegas and then the Chiefs. By the way, this was brought to my attention by a RamosLaw.com texter yesterday. The Chiefs have a bye week before they play the Broncos. Andy Reid is the best coach in NFL history coming out of a bye.
Ooh.
So that's important context.
It is.
Broncos have a bye week after KC. Then you go to Washington. It's going to be tough. You're going to go to Vegas. You'll probably be a small favorite, but they're not just going to roll over. And then it's the Packers. They're good. That's the Jags. They're good. Then it's at KC. They're good. And then it's the Chargers. They're good. So I get why it's 10-7 and not much more.
And I'm with you on it. It's 10-7. Like, at some point, you have to start proving that you belong there, that you belong in the win column of 11 games, 12 games. And how do you do that? Your offense has to be really good. Your offense has to put up points, sustain drives. Your special teams has to make plays. That's what I want to see moving forward. It can't just be relying on the defense to come up big for us. Help them out.
Yeah, it's an unreasonable ask Sunday after Sunday.
I'm fighting here to prove to everybody that doesn't believe that Bo Nix is a franchise quarterback just yet. I'm the one on the side that's like, hey, he is. But come on, Bo and Sean have to help me out.
Sure.
Give me more evidence so that I can throw it in these people's face. Throw it in Zach Pye's face as of right now. Although you believe he's going to get there.
I do. I just want to see it. That's all.
We all do.
Yeah, I just want to see it. So let's talk about the division. According to ESPN's Football Power Index, last week, the Broncos' odds spiked up crazy to win the division because the rest of the division lost, and the Broncos won and won a game that they weren't supposed to win. It was 35% likelihood this time last week. Despite the Broncos' win against the Jets, it dropped from 35% to 26% likelihood to win the AFC West. So the theme sort of continues. What is the odds of the Broncos playing on divisional weekend? 36%, which I still think is a healthy number personally. What is the odds that the Broncos are playing on championship weekend? They're in the AFC title game. 18%. Chances of playing in the Super Bowl, according to ESPN's Football Power Index, 9%. Chance of winning the Super Bowl, 4%. So